With the recent announcement of the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection, there have been a ton of questions surrounding the games, so in today's video we're going to be covering everything you need to know about its release. From dates to platforms and everything that's included in this collection, hopefully this video answers any of the questions that you guys might have about these games. Star Wars games have been in a bit of a funny spot lately. Other than Jedi Survivor almost a year ago, there hasn't really been anything Star Wars related to cover. However, just a few days ago, we did get the announcement of the Battlefront Classic Collection, which will be released on March 14th. This surprise announcement not only has everyone really excited, but we also only have to wait like 3 weeks for it to be released. The Battlefront Classic Collection comes with the original Star Wars Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2. So after the announcement, there have been a ton of questions from you guys in the comments, and today we're going to answer those for you. So we already know that it will be releasing on March 14th. And yes, both games will release at the same time. It'll be available on all platforms, including PS4, PS5, Xbox Series XS, Xbox One, PC, and Nintendo Switch. And it's going to cost you around $35. However, there is a discount available if you already own or if you pre-order the game. And I'm pretty sure you do get an extra bonus if you're already owning it and you're pre-ordering it as well. Reason being is that it is a slightly different version of the games, including some areas of content that you probably did not have in the previous version. And we'll touch on that in a little bit. Something else that's important to note is the file size for the Battlefront Collection. As much as these are older games and you wouldn't think they would require much file size, together they actually end up at a pretty sizable 50 gigabytes of space. So these are for the main platforms. However, if you are playing on the Nintendo Switch, it'll only sit at around 25 gigabytes, but for that platform, that's still quite a bit. Textures look like they've been updated by the look of things, and it does appear that Xbox has stated that it will be capable of running 4K 60 FPS, which I would assume is probably the same on PS5 and PC. Now, there is a ton of content being included, including a few things that you may not have been able to use previously depending on the version of Battlefront 2 that you played, but we will cover that in this video. One other comment that's been popping up constantly is whether or not we will have crossplay. One of the biggest issues is with multiplayer Star Wars games dying off was that crossplay was not available. Take the more recent version of Battlefront 2, for example, from 2017. Playing on PC even now can prove challenging sometimes, as there isn't a huge player count on that platform. We can't rely on PlayStation and Xbox players to fill up lobbies for us. However, if you do go to the console version, it's probably a little bit easier. Now, the Classic Collection has not said whether crossplay will be enabled. However, there is cross-generation play between the different Xbox versions and then separately through the different PlayStation versions. So Xbox One can play with Xbox X and S, and PS4 players can play with PS5 players. Okay, jumping into the juicy stuff, what content can we expect from the Battlefront Classic Collection? Well, we do know that the following maps are going to be included. We have added Jabba's Palace from Battlefront and also maps from Battlefront 2, like Bespin Cloud City, Renvar Harbor, Renvar Citadel, and Yavin 4 Arena. On top of this, Hero Assault mode will now be playable on all maps, which was previously only playable on Mos Eisley, so it'll be cool to experience this mode on new maps for the first time. Speaking of modes, we're also going to be getting the XL mode, which is basically a large-scale mode where there are tons of enemies available to destroy. I'm really excited to see how this plays out. However, the Hero Assault is a nice touch being able to play it on something different than just on Mos Eisley. On top of these maps and modes, we are getting 2 extra heroes that may be new to some players in Asajj Ventress and Kit Fisto. Both characters previously unplayable in most versions, however they will be unlocked for everyone in the Classic Collection. And interestingly enough, we do actually have confirmation on their abilities as well. They will have their original abilities, Kit Fisto being the Saber Throw and a Force Orb, which is sick, and Asajj Ventress will have a Force Push and Star Blades, which is like a flurry of lightsaber attacks. The game will include all other features we know and love from the OG Battlefront games, but they are now including 64-player online multiplayer action, which is incredible and has most of us really excited. I do hope that crossplay becomes available or is available when it launches to ensure that there's full games for as long as possible. However, we will take what we can get at this stage. I really believe this is the resurgence that Battlefront needs as a franchise, and I think that this is a test to see how much excitement there is for the Battlefront franchise and whether or not a developer should take a crack at Battlefront 3. It's either that or they're already developing Battlefront 3 and they're trying to give us something in the works until they have time to release that game. But you guys can let me know what you think down in the comments on that one. I'm going to get out of here and I will see you guys in the next video.